think it's no surprise to most of you that I love Bloodborne. I haven't made, I think, any videos about Bloodborne, but I did want to talk about how I feel the endings of Bloodborne are unique among the modern Fromsoftware, starting with Demon Souls in 2009. Their endings for Demon Souls DS1, DS2, DS3, Elden Ring, they all have mostly big consequences for the world at large that we inhabit. Depending on the choice that we make, it's going to impact the rest of the world. And with Bloodborne, I noticed that it was very different for all three endings, actually. And it all starts with Gehrman offering you a choice, but also mercy.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
But you refuse Gehrman's offer.
Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
You defeat Gehrman only to turn around and see that the Moon Presence, a great one, is unhappy with you defeating its subject. Quickly you are consumed, powerless to fight against the immense power of the Moon Presence. And then we see the doll pushing Gehrman's wheelchair, only for it to be revealed that it is us who is now the host of the hunter's dream.
And so, the hunt begins again.
I felt that this ending was the saddest out of the bunch, as we knew playing the game that Gehrman was very unhappy in that role and was begging for someone to release him from this dream, this never-ending dream. But there's an alternate version of that ending where you have consumed 3 umbilical cords and can resist the power of the Moon Presence, and you defeat them, and you become yourself a baby great one.
Oh, good hunter.
There's one final ending, and for me it's my personal favorite and canonical ending, because I think it's the most hopeful and meaningful and makes the most sense, I think, for what we went through in Bloodborne. And it's that we actually submit our life and accept Gehrman's offer of mercy, and he ends our consciousness in the dream. We wake up in the waking world, and our life can continue. So when you look at the 3 endings for Bloodborne, it's mainly about how it affects your character, the journey you went through, and what will be happening in the future for your character. So in the first ending, when you become the new host of the Hunter's Dream, yes, there will be hunters that come through, and so you are, obviously complicit in that, and the moon presence is forcing you to stay there. And so that does have its effect on the world, but I feel like it's still mostly a personal battle that you're going to be having. And the other ending where you refuse the moon presence and you become a great one, once again, it is a personal thing in that you are becoming a great one. And the great ones are hard to understand, but they're not necessarily like each great one destroys the world or has a great worldly impact, at least from what I have understood. And the third ending, the ending that I prefer, at least the third ending in this video, is where you submit your life. And that is easily the most personal, in that you are choosing for Gehrman to kill you in the dream, so you wake up, you forget that, and you can continue your life. And once again, that is a personal thing, and you now can be in the waking world and continue your life in Yharnam and where the world goes. But it is not so much you are choosing to change Yharnam or its outcome or trajectory. You're just waking up in it, and you're now just in the waking world. And so I feel like this is quite different from all of the other endings outside of Sekiro. I think Sekiro mostly is also sort of a personal story in your relationship with Kiro, right? But aside from that, the other games all have big consequences for your actions and your choices. And I just felt it so special and emotional for me personally. I really found the endings of Bloodborne to be bittersweet and heartbreaking, sort of looking into them, and it reminded you of fond memories of playing Bloodborne. Or if you haven't played it yet, I mean, I hope that you didn't actually watch this video and get spoiled, or if you did, you'll forget these endings. The main takeaway is that I love Bloodborne, and I think these endings are so special, and I just find it really cool that their endings are separate from the other sort of Fromsoftware games. And I would love if Miyazaki, maybe there's an interview that's out there that talks more about that, of why they were mostly personal endings and sort of reflecting the struggle that you went through for the game. I'm curious as to why that was more personal like that, because I think they did sort of revisit that a bit in Sekiro, where the storytelling was more straightforward, but also the endings were less world-changing. It was mostly about what happened to Sekiro and Kiro, right? And yeah, I don't know. I found that interesting, so I wanted to make a video on the Bloodborne endings. Personally, I'd like to do a Bloodborne playthrough on the channel. I think that would be my preferred Bloodborne option, as I've obviously already played through it, but I would like to do one for the channel as well. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.